Dun-dun. My friends, are we live? My friend, yes, we are. What's happening, my G's? Welcome back to episode number 34. We keep counting the numbers. They're going up gradually and consistently. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the stream today. We have gold dumping, absolutely getting crushed. So what we're going to do today is the big question. What do you guys think we should do? Let me know in the chat. I have a couple of ideas. We're going to talk about that. I hope you guys are all doing well here. We ended the day strong yesterday. So let's stick and build on that momentum and continue what we do best. And that is, to trade live together in a group, in a team format, making sure that we are fully aware of what's happening in the marketplace. And then we're going to absolutely crush it as always. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me quickly check the chat right now. Chat working. Let me see. Where's the chat? Same issue every time. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, good to see you, Chris Invest, Johnny Cash, Chris Lean, my friend. The man himself, good to see you on the chat as well here. Braybraham. I think we should look for reversals. Ooh, don't tell your boy that. I love reversals. I love trading reversals. Trust me, my friend, I love reversals. Okay, 100%. Diamond, good to see you, Daniel. All right. Yeah, let's make it happen, G's. Got some songs for you guys. If you guys want to get access to the playlist, I will keep adding new tunes to this. Right now, it's very easy to add some new tunes to this on a daily basis. Basis, okay? So it's coming. It's coming right here. I hope it will work in a second. I will share the playlist with you guys very, very soon here. Let me actually do this right now real quick, and then we'll pop off the song, and then we'll get into the charts, and then we get back on track again. All right? Oh, that makes sense. There we go. Let's do it this way here. Playlist. Yes. All right. Let's get the party started, my friends. Good to see you all. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I still love my baby.
Welcome back. Gordy. What do you want from us? What do you want is the question of today. We're going to cover this today here. We are back on track. Yesterday we ended the day green. Can we do the same today here in a crazy market? Crazy market. The dollar seems to be unstoppable. Oil seems to be unstoppable. All right, we're seeing finally a little bit of a pullback here, of course, around the open, but we'll cover that in a second here. We have some news to deal with as well today later on. It is the consumer confidence at around 10, like 30 minutes past the New York Stock Exchange open, right? We have some news in regards to the consumer confidence. Nothing too crazy here to really think about. Okay, tomorrow we have a bit more news, but most importantly, of course, we are preparing for the big day of the week. You guys know this already, right? The Federal Reserve interest rate decision, the FOMC press conference, the CPI from the Euro, the interest rate decision from the Bank of England, the interest rate decision from the Euro Central Bank, the GDP, the PC price index, the initial jobless claims, and the PMI. All right? Just a little bit of news before Labor Day, of course, on a Friday. So they compressed it into one trading day here. So if you want to trade Thursday, you're going to have a lot of fun Thursday. Maybe even more fun than today. Okay? Absolutely. 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 Okay? There we go. There we go. The Black Man says, I made good money off the signals you were worried about, Lorenzo. Thank you. Well, congratulations. I'm very happy for you, my friend. That's how it should be. Very good. Gold killed London session, not just London, Asia as well here. Okay, we just came from an undervaluation here on the 15-minute. Right there, we kind of found a bottom actually, right around the, wow, it's at a 300 pip move already. Is this already a 300 pip move? Damn. That is ridiculous. That is crazy. All right, that was a quick snapback. That's actually what we're looking for, to be real honest with you guys. But anyways, what is the plan today? Is it a reversal day, or is it going to be a continuation setup in the pullback, right? That's kind of the question that we're going to experience right now. We're going to go deep into the order flow today, man, because I'm really looking forward to see what's popping there. Okay, let's kick off with the higher time frame, because I think this is super key regardless right now to talk about before we move before we move a little bit further. And that is the fact that right now, yeah, gold broke that major support, right, that we talked about before. Yeah, today, pretty much. Okay, we broke it during the Asian session at 4667, 4670 on the futures chart here, and on the spot chart it was, I think it was the 4657, right? That was kind of the over idea here. We finally broke that level. We actually broke extremely aggressively, and this is usually how price moves, right? It goes and it compresses for a long time, and then when it finally releases, it goes like, it goes ham. It literally goes ham here. Matter of fact, we opened, roughly speaking, there. We came up a bit, and then we dropped around 1,300 pips to the downside. Okay, that is a massive push to the downside here from that level here. Overall, we cannot neglect though that, you know, we're kind of in the middle of two important zones. We have now the break of that major support that we just lost right here. But that next support is already sitting right there, right? That major daily level in combination with this daily demand sitting at the 4542, I guess. And on the spot chart, it's going to be the 4515 pretty much. So that is still, you know, relatively, I would not say far away, but it's still relatively far away, man. It's like at least 500 pips away before we actually get there, right? Okay. Unfortunately, this is still far away. So therefore, I cannot say, oh, I'm going to just trade the bounce or the reversals. The only way in an aggressive push where I would trade reversals right now is by looking at really strong daily levels or higher time frame support areas or whatever the case may be here to say, you know, with confidence, this is where I would love to see a bounce from. Right? Something like that. But right now, we could easily just pull back, create a short-term pullback, get back higher, and then whoop, come back down straight away, okay? And continue to drive further down towards that next higher time frame area of support, which is sitting at the 4540 on futures, and then pretty much go from there, guys. Like really, it's not looking that particularly strong right now for gold, okay? So I'm very curious to see if we can actually continue this overall process or if price will stall again here, okay? If price, let's say, comes back down to the same level, which is the 4571, okay? And it actually reacts again from that same level and it holds there steadily for some reason, right? We see a reaction again. I might take that in consideration as well here. depending on like pretty much how we react, how much buyers are stepping in, etc. here. But for now, the pullback is already happening. All right, the pullback is already happening. It's pretty strong actually, because this is not a joke right here. This is roughly already a 350 pip, 370 pip, 390 pip in a matter of seconds move to the upside. Okay, so kind of need to observe this right now because the market is so freaking, guys. The market is so freaking wild. Okay, look at it on the valuation here. I was waiting for that already during the Asian and London session. A quick bounce. We only created a range. Pretty much that's it. Nothing spectacular. Only a range, a flat range, and that's it. All right, but here indeed, finally, we do see a reaction. All right, a stronger move, a stronger reaction here. But this doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna buy right away. Okay, I need to see at least some sort of you could almost say double confirmation from a certain level that I know, like, listen, this might be actually the bottom here. We find that strong support there, whatever the case may be. Unless we reach that higher time frame zone, I would say. All right, so I'm going to be very patient, and I'm not going to exclude shorts still, because, you know, we are already pushing up kind of aggressively here. This could easily be just another squeeze for a continuation down, right? Get some buyers back into the market and then whoop, come back down again. So I'm paying a lot of attention to this, my friends. Let me know what you think right now at the moment. What is your analysis telling you right now? Let me know in the chat. Very curious here. I'm going to look at the a couple other layers, by the way. We're going to look at the dollar real quick. What is the dollar doing? Okay, where is the dollar at on the higher time frame right now at the moment? Well, we are at some resistance right now on the daily. Okay, we are right here. You could see that we had these two daily closures right below that level. Okay, we have definitely an area of support or resistance here. We cannot really neglect that. You can see that support there. You can also see that resistance there, that support there. Pretty much, let's keep it very basic, right? Pretty much support and resistance right now. So we're definitely in a higher time of resistance at the moment on the dollar that we cannot really neglect right here. Let's see what the oil is doing. Oil, very similar, I think. Yes, oil is very similar. We have that resistance, of course, at the 100 or 101, right? Pretty psychological number, if you ask me right now, okay? The 101, the 100, etc. So we'll have major levels right now. So it kind of makes sense that gold is kind of reacting here, because if oil and the dollar slow down, then I think that gold has a chance. But, you know, nowhere near a confirmation yet that we're going to just do it, because look at oil already and look at how gold reacts to this right away, right? Look at that. Gold spikes. It quickly snaps down right here. Okay. It quickly snaps down. Look at oil pushing back, and then boom, immediate getting bought up right here immediately. So as long as this is the case, then we have to pay attention to this, you know, 100% here. Okay, 100%. Now we do have some news, by the way, some external geopolitical news that we have to talk about, I believe. Let me check and confirm that. Is there something that we have to talk about right now? Did something just pop up? I think it did. I think it actually did. Let me quickly, give me 1 second here. Let me quickly see what we have. All right, because I think we have something. We must have something. All right. Okay. The UAE will leave OPEC and OPEC Plus as of May 1st, state news agency. UAE decides to exit OPEC right there. Okay. Super interesting. I'm going to actually mark this out right there. I'm going to make a quick screenshot. All right. Let me quickly do that. Let me post this right here on our trading view chart. Okay. Let me actually make that happen. There we go. We have some news. Whoop. Right around there. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely confirmed here. Okay. Obviously, this will have a major impact, or could have a major reaction on oil. You can already see how oil reacted to this here. Funny enough, it's so interesting that this news comes out, by the way, when we reach that $100, right? Perfect $100, and then boom, that news comes out here. Price kind of reacts, okay? But this could be potentially bearish in the short term, by the way, okay? Because this means that they are kind of increase the global supply, right? Or at least a perception of it, pressing prices down a little bit here. But the way it got bought up immediately, you know, doesn't necessarily condemn that exact outcome that we were looking for, right? Oil reversing, so gold could finally push back higher and reverse as well here. So clearly, look at that major wick. You don't want to get involved in that one. You know, I might just sit it out until we get down towards that level. I'm not joking here. Towards that higher time frame support here at the 45.40, the 45.31, which is exactly what we talked about here, okay? This daily level, this daily zone. Let me just mark it out. So you can actually see why I picked out this level right here, okay? Daily demand zone, very, very important zone here. Absolutely important. Cannot neglect this. We reacted from this level multiple times in a row. We know how important this level is. We have seen that reaction beforehand. And also this is where we experience, guys. And this is super important to understand from like a supply and demand perspective. Okay. This candle right here that you see right there on Tuesday, March 31st, is the largest single print we have seen since you know, the bottom was created right there, right? Since the 23rd of March. This is by far the largest bullish candle that we saw right around there. Around, you know, you could almost say 1,600 pips, right? We opened and we closed 1,600 pips higher, 1,600 pips higher, okay? This is where that push or that initial push from the upside got initiated from, okay? So this is why I feel that this is an area of demand that could represent that strong push after that, all right? That initiation, that accumulation took place earlier before that major break. We call it the AMT, the auction market theory, that expansion, okay? So if you want to learn about auction market theory, you want to learn about supply and demand here, you know, I know we talk about a volume profile a lot because it has to do with the execution, but actually we talk about this as well here, okay? Behind the break right here, we call that the AMT, right? The auction market theory, buyers versus seller. And going from a balanced market to a stronger imbalanced market right here with a strong, let's say, bullish engulfing candle, okay? It's very interesting to read this if you want to learn more about how this actually represents and why I picked this higher time frame zone, okay? So study this as well in the book if you want to. You can actually get it right here by going to ltconcepts.io, or you go to this exact level right here in the chat. Why is the chat not working? Why is Nipod not doing its thing right now? Let me quickly fix this real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. We need to get Nipod back. RG on the chat for the links. You know what I mean? Let's make that happen. Okay. All right, let's see if Nipod is active. There we go. Nipod is back. Okay. All good, G's. Fantastic. So anyways, you can learn about that here. This is why we looked at this level as a major zone. Okay. The 4 hour is undervalued against gold already. Makes sense. Look at that reaction here. Very important structure. The 1 hour as well. The 50-minute. It did came from an undervaluation, created a short-term bounce, 300 pips or so, and is now pulling back again. So I'm waiting for that macro level to be hit, guys. That's where I would feel confident with buying, to be honest. Even when the market is bearish right now, right? Even when the market is relatively bearish. For now, it's the short term, right? What I'm gonna do in the short term? Are we gonna look for a pullback towards that level? Yes or no? Is that something that I'm willing to do? And the only way to find out is by actually looking at the order flow right here. All right. Let's have a look at the order flow right now. Let's actually go back to the initial hourly. We initially tapped into this high. Let me actually higher the tick size right now, or increase the tick size, because the volatility has been crazy. Give me 1 second. Yeah, look at that, right? Immediately in the zone. This is already hourly resistance, by the way. Right now, we're in hourly resistance immediately. Okay. So much freaking volume, guys. Wow. Look at that. I'm going to even put this higher. Right here. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, this is already major resistance right now. Click on the 5-minute. Let's put this on 40. Wow. Look at that volume, guys. At least we can't complain now that there is no volume in the market, right? That's for sure. We've been complaining about there is no volume in the market. Now we have some volume, okay? Now we have some volume and follow through, finally. All right, let's see if this New York session will actually continue to do that. Okay. Let's see what we have here. I'm gonna actually remove this on the chart right here. I'm remove the big trades right there. So it's clean. We'll keep it on the 5-minute though. Yeah, this is still not looking that. We're overrun on the 5 already. Let's see what the chat is saying as well here. Market is trying to understand if that's good for oil. Absolutely. I'm in the UAE and don't know what OPEC is, but it did move quite a lot. Absolutely. Okay. OPEC is the organization of the petroleum exporting countries. All right. The petroleum exporting countries. So it's kind of a cartel of major oil producers. All right. That coordinate the production, that influences the global trade. Okay. So if they step out, it actually could mean that temporarily the supply expands from that perspective. So this is why you saw that reaction from oil coming down. But the fact that it got bought up immediately is a very interesting tell sign. A very, very interesting tell sign, to be really honest with you. Okay. Anyways, I don't see that buyers are going to win this game for now. Really, I don't really see it at the moment, to be really honest with you guys. News is still far away. Man, let's give it one more shot. Let's see if we can get one more time in the 605. 4605 here. Okay. Let's also mark out the previous range right there. That's an important level. Let's also mark out the swing high to the swing low right here. Right. Do we see any areas of interest right there? We had that low volume node sitting right there. This is why we're getting rejected, actually. We're kind of balancing the market out because it was such an aggressive push that we're kind of seeing that reaction as well here. Okay. Now we definitely have some work to do for gold in order to really flip bullish here. Really, we need to get to higher time frame levels where real demand potentially could get back into the market right here. That's my personal opinion right now, is that real demand needs to show itself. Okay. And the only way I would say right now that I would consider to be bullish is either we get back down towards that higher time frame support that we talked about right here. Okay. Or we actually get a break above an area where sellers were seriously in control and actually close back above like an hourly zone, right? A strong hourly level, pull back, and then continue to go higher, right? But for now, I don't see this happening yet because we still have a lot of sellers right here controlling price. And look at that, guys. 14,000 contracts traded, okay? 14,000 contracts traded in the last hour only, all right? That's the highest of the day for sure. Okay, we had 9.4 here, 7.4 here, but 14,000 with a strong negative delta, and the sellers are on top of that candle. So you really need to break above that and close above that candle to take out these sellers, right? So it's very hard to be bullish now, unless we get somewhere down towards higher time frame month. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna keep looking for sells until we're at higher time frame of the month, or yeah, wait for that breakout. Wait for the actual breakout and see if you could turn that into support, right? That's pretty much it. But definitely looking for sales still until I'm kind of invalidated. Okay, I have no worries with getting invalidated. For example, if it gives me an opportunity, let's say, right? Do you trade on LFP day as well? It depends on the market. Usually I do. Yes. Okay. Usually I do. Ja. All right, let's see what it is. Gold, bearish, unbalanced session. Then we have Major support, demand below. Futures. Sellers still in control, man. That's pretty much it. Sellers still in control right now. Until we break that high. I think that's the only way. So yeah, anyways, let's see what happens here. Let's see. I'm very curious to the 4605. The 4605. Okay. The 5 minute is already overvalued, kind of aggressively right now. The 50 minute is somewhere in the middle. Not really something that I'm convinced that we are now bouncing yet. So let price action prove itself. If we are bullish, let price action prove itself. Let's get down to like a major level of demand, and do something like this, or let's actually break strongly up right here, specifically above the 30, above the 30 pullback, something like that, and then look for a potential reversal, you know, and nothing else. That's the only thing I would look for. And now, until that moment, just trying to look for shorts with the right confirmation, I guess. Francis says, I don't think that big move up is happening today. You might be right. You might be right. Well, let's see what happens. Right? Oil is pulling back a little bit right now. The dollar as well. But gold does not really react that aggressively to this at the moment. All right. The yield is still pushing up. That is the main thing. And this is usually what happens. We talked about this before. I think I shared this with some insiders in the group. I told them, yo, you know, sometimes what's happening during the FOMC week, the 10-year yield, you know, tends to rally, tends to push up, tends to be more of a focus point. So we do have to take that into consideration here, okay? The 10-year yield is actually giving us a definite indication that we are still holding up quite well right now at the moment here. So as long as this keeps pushing, gold will still face that pressure, okay? Why stop tracking some of the open levels? They're still important. They are still important, but right now they're not. Right now they're not, because the open is there. The open is there, and the previous weekly open is there. So we still have like we're far removed from those levels. Yeah, yield is still pushing higher. Yeah, I'm waiting for that level, man. The 4605. Can we get there one more time? That's the question. For now, it seems like we could. It seems like we could. The delta is flipping here. Buyers are definitely trying to push back price a bit. All right. The dollar is breaking down a little bit at the moment. Oil as well is pulling back. But because of the yield being so strong, gold cannot push higher. It's a bit more complicated always during the FOMC when it comes down to the correlations, because you know the market is a little bit off when it around these levels, around these moments here. Okay, but I'm watching this level very closely right now. The 4605. One more time. Could you please share the Excel chart link from where we download? And can you please arrange the PDF or chart settings? Yeah, this is something that I've been sharing with my group right now. They all have the exact same tools and settings. I'd be willing to also publicly just share something around this platform. I'm not a promoter or something like that, right? It's just, I use it because I like it. They're making so much bank over me, Mo. They're making so much bank over me. I'm not joking. The amount of messages I get from like on Instagram about the Excel chart is insane. I'm not joking. Absolutely ridiculous. What do they want to give me in return? A couple of coupon codes. A couple of coupon codes. Man. Oh, good products speak for itself, I guess. Unbelievable. Okay, can we get there? Can we pull back to the to this major zone again? At least give us the best possible entry. I mean, the 5-minute overvaluation today was pretty nuts. Okay, right there, of course. You know, every time we got overvalued, you could just continue to sell. And you know, even on the today, we had that major top, pretty much. And every bottom was indeed a short-term bottom, a short-term range. A short-term range, but that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a range, not a pullback. Just a range. Yeah, you can see that right now, for example, the yield is reacting a little bit. It's stabilizing a little bit, so it allows gold to make a bit of a push here. Also, the dollar is coming down a bit more aggressively right now. So we'll pay close attention to this level right here. Let's see if we pull back into this level here. Let's see what price does. Could gold will go back to the 4,700. Right now we have a lot of levels to break, man, in order to get there. A lot of levels to break. The dollar is actually slowing down a little bit, but I don't trust it yet. We really have to break some major support now in order to get there. I appreciate the likes, Z's. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. doing my absolute best today here to provide you with some proper content. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are learning something. Or have been learning something, all right? This is why we're here. Doing our absolute best. Every session, the worst sessions, the best sessions, you name it, we're gonna be here anyways. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Guys, just tell me, is this guy accurate? I will go 3 lots with him. I would not trade with me at all, my friend. I'm not joking. Why would you do that? Why would you trust someone in the chat, right? Talking about me. Just do your own analysis here. Listen to what I say. Maybe you find you resonate with me. Maybe you don't. Then don't trade with me, right? Then you don't trade with me. I'm just here showing up. I have nothing to sell you. All right. The thing that I am working with right now in the group is closed. So it's going to be closed for a while. Epic session yesterday. So we're going to continue to work with these guys. In the meantime, you can just join the free live streams. And do whatever the fuck you want. All right. You can also read the book if you want to learn something. If you find it interesting. If not, also good. Maybe you don't like reading. You can use an audio book. I've been doing this actually. I've been using the Audible. It's very easy. You upload the PDF that you can download. You put it in you put it in an Audible, and you can listen to this. You know, on the gym, whatever. Super nice. All right, we're gonna get back now. We have the swing very low. We have the fixed point of very low here at 4620. But the first reaction is very important right now. It's that hourly candle. We close this hourly candle in 11 minutes. Pete, my friend, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, bro. Look at the volume coming back. This is why that closure is so important. Wow. Yeah, the delta is flipping really hard right now. We are back in this major zone. It's a very important moment. Very important moment for gold to see if it can actually start breaking higher. Taking back some ground. The dollar actually broke that support as well right now. And so did oil. I think this news did have a major impact at the right moment. To slow oil down a little bit. And of course, if oil slows down, I think the dollar will follow. So you know what? If this news is so important right now, we actually see that reversal and the dollar indeed has that structural shift right now where we take out these lows, we pull back and we cannot break higher and we force it to be break down again. The pullback trade, it might not be as... might be possible. Might be possible. Since you're up, says, can't believe that guys say you never win. With me, you have a 70% win rate. It's okay, man. People can say whatever they want to say. It's fine. If the dollar breaks down here and it closes, then that will be amazing for me, at least for gold confirmation, in my opinion. Kind of in focusing mode right now. A little bit focusing, see what's popping, because it's such an interesting interesting day. If we can close above this high, that will be very good for gold. Not gonna lie here. You know we're gonna reach some major levels, but that will be very good for gold. All right, this is why I'm saying that if this news follows through, we find support again. I might be looking for buys earlier if we pull back. Maybe on a 5-minute or something like that. But for now, I don't think we're fully there yet. We're still in that zone. We're still going to reject it here a little bit. It's a major level. We cannot neglect this level here. UA quit OPEC, yes. Yeah, we just talked about it. We just talked about it right here. Oop. We're keeping a close eye on it. But in the end, I'm still going to observe how buyers and sellers are interacting with each other, not just blindly buy on news right now. Because it can change at any moment, right? Some new push could come in a second, some new release from Trump, whatever the case may be, right? Could be there. The whole thing shifts. So I already look at what happens actually inside of these candles right now to just pay attention if what actually is explained kind of is resumed on the chart itself as well here. Lorenzo is one of the honest streamers on the internet, have been 8 years on the market, but don't trade commodities. Like to see this type of work developing honest and pure. If new markets here, the guys to stay. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that message. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And yes, we have been winning much more than we have been losing, but I don't think that that's the whole point of this stream, to be honest. I'm just here to share my journey, my personal journey. That's why I'm here. Okay, you guys are obsessed with this. I'm just here to share the best version of myself every single day. And I would love other people in this chat step up, start their own live stream, and literally show me what you got. Do this every single day, okay, for years, and talk to me, okay? Do this every single day for a couple years, and then talk to me, all right? Let me know what you think. We'll talk later, my friend. We'll talk later. For now, we're still at resistance. Give me 1 second. All right, Goldie, you can do it. If you want to break it, then break it now, within the next 3 minutes. When we actually break and close above it. The playlist, man, it's gonna get better, better and better. At some point, I'm gonna DJ. Not joking. At some point, I'm gonna just like put a DJ table here. We're gonna get in this another scene. We're gonna open up the stream with like a DJ set. I'm not joking. I'm actually not joking. For like 5 minutes in the introduction, I'll do a quick DJ spin-off before we kick off the stream and go into the charts. You know what I mean? Bringing the Bali vibes with you. All right, we're still in it. We're still in it. We're still getting rejected there. So we'll have to pay attention to this. We're still overvalued right now. If we can close below the 4606, regardless of the news, I might give it a shot, guys. I'm not joking. I might give it a try. Okay, the new hourly candle will develop as well, right? You guys know I love to enter hourly candles. You know, the development of hourly candles specifically. So if that's a top wick, I would love to potentially get into a top wick, aligning with this variation right now and seeing that we cannot break that level that we talked about here. Okay. A lot of buyers are trying to buy into this level, but they're failing for now. So yeah, we might have to retest, create a double bottom, right? And then maybe later on actually find the bottom for that reversal. Oh, the question is, can we trade that? So let's see if we can come up right now in the hourly. Set in like a bit of a better, stronger wick. But we're still in that major zone. Major area of resistance right now. All right? Cannot neglect this level. RVP says, just a tip. Open the live earlier. If you jump on a trade. Yeah, I have, to be honest, bro, you are actually correct. Because I have seen the best trades playing out 30 minutes before, an hour before the actual open. Especially in the last week. So I cannot neglect this. You are absolutely correct on this. You know? You are correct. You are correct. You are correct. All right, let's take this to the 5 minute. It's getting serious now. What a move, right? Wow. It's going to be the first closure. Yeah, this 5 minute closure will be crucial. There we go. Can I break that 50-minute level here? We talked about this level right now. It's about the 5 minute here. No top wicks for the last 3-4 hour candles. 1, 2, 3. Pretty. Yeah, we got some top wicks there. Definitely. Definitely. All right, 1 minute 50 seconds for this 5 minute to close. If you close below, let's say the 4605, then we could retest that level. And then I might give it a shot, to be honest, because we're overvalued now. Typical oil yield is still back at that level here. Where are the bonds at? The bonds. Sorry, the 10-year yield. Okay, pretty indecisive from the hourly. Yeah, we definitely could still push up, try to retest this, right? Look at oil. It's really trying to fill that wick. 1 minute for the closure. Yeah, there we go. So it just couldn't break this level, right? It couldn't break that 50-minute level that we talked about right here, or that 1 hour zone. We closed below it. And now you see immediately that new sellers are trying to step in here. The 50-minute right now is seeing a lot more sellers as well here. The 5-minute as well here. Sellers are coming back into the market right now. I think we're going to try to push it one more time. And then if a little squeeze back down, and then I think we could... I don't think we have found the low yet, or at least we might bounce again from that same level. So even though the news itself was bullish for gold, I don't see any strong confirmations yet that we actually reverse here. Maybe we actually have to come down to the 80s or the 75 before we can actually know if we could find that support again. Because right now, sellers are definitely still pushing. And that 50-minute level actually held very strong. That's a major level here. You can see that most of the volume was traded there in that candle. And because we didn't close above it, sellers trying to take back control. You can see in the 50-minute a bit more clear. This is where the break of structure took place. Pullback. You can see we tried it multiple times and now we're selling off. Sellers are coming back in again. So what could be a good entry on the retest? The 98. Or the 606. 4606 or the 98. 4600 pretty much. And the trend hasn't shifted in any way, shape or form yet. We're gonna see reaction now though. We'll see reaction here. Yeah, at least better than trading the ranges, right? That's for sure. Even though the ranges were pretty nice too. It's still fine to trade ranges as long as there is just consistency, you know, consistent volume. I don't really mind trading ranges at all. I think it's actually very, very nice to trade ranges because you can kind of find the right levels anytime. Yeah, 98. Kind of the top of that candle. What else do we have? The 4600. 46.5. I think it's something we have to get there. If you don't close here. Wow, we continue to sell off here. Immediately. Yeah, so this level actually was a good level here. Right there at this zone. Right there. 5 minutes kind of gave it away right there. So I've set my limit at first 98 and then maybe even at... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this actually. Let me just do this. Sell and then... Sell. Yeah, what's happening, my friend? Welcome to the channel. I can't pronounce your name, but welcome. Kabet says I closed early. I could have had 12K right now. Well, yeah, you could have. But anyways, bro, you made some money. Next time. Next time better. Okay? Next time better. Lucas says, are you profitable? No, I lose money every day. Every day on the stream. Every time. Do you consider yourself among the legendary YouTube gurus? No. Absolutely not. I have not been in this... I'm an outsider. Come on, baby. A little pullback here. Come on. Can we do that today? Can we do that? Can we give us a little pullback here? This 50 minutes is going to close soon. We want it to close below the 4,600. We really do. We really do. Then we can trade it towards the 75s. That's kind of the goal, the 75s or the 80s. I know it's not a big boost. Well, it's actually bigger than it's actually quite big. It's not small. Just realize it's not a small move. It looks like a small move, but it's a lot of volatility is really high. Can you give me one run through on trapped sellers and trapped buyers? Yes, absolutely, my friend. So for example, right? Do you see this huge red box right there? It's strongly highlighted. This means there is a lot more volume traded right there. Okay. And then do you see that negative number below there? 176. There were more sellers active in that zone than buyers with a lot of volume. A lot of volume traded, okay? Now, what does this mean for me? If we can close above this, that means we have a bunch of trapped sellers sitting there with a lot of volume. And it usually acts as an area of support, okay? But it can also act as an area of resistance when sellers take control and we close aggressively below that, right? In this case, the candle itself was green. Look at that green doji. But there were way more sellers in this candle. Right? How is it possible that that candle closes green when there are way more sellers in that candle? This is how the market operates, right? It works in between limit orders and market orders. And sometimes the limit orders are more present, more active, absorbing those orders. But what you see here is a reflection of market orders, okay? Executed orders. That's what you're in essence seeing here. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes you see a green candle with a lot more selling, and if then the breakdown comes, we call it actual supply in real time. So when you mark out the supply and demand zones, what you're actually looking at is this. Can you explain why you're taking shorts and dollar oil is kind of dropping? Well, actually, it's holding up quite well, don't you think? Oil and the dollar right now. It's finding support again, and it seems to just bounce and react. And we were overvalued right there against the dollar and oil. Let's see if we can pull back into our level here because we were not far away from it. I actually would want it to be tagged in that trade before, in that last candle. So I hope it will get there now, to be honest, because we have a new closure. Let's see. Why did I split these orders? Because there are two zones that I'm looking at. One of them is the 4600 and the other one is the 4605, 4606. You can see this right here, these two zones. So in case we push higher, I kind of have an average order, maybe roughly sitting right around there. Not average, but like a little bit higher on average. Yo, Lorenzo, legendary trade yesterday. Which one? We actually took two trades. A small loss and a bigger win. So it depends which one. I think you're talking about the win, I guess. But yeah, that was a good example of how we utilize the undervaluation on the 50-minute in a regular market when the market is balanced, right? When the market is ranging. It was a really good example yesterday, actually. So if you want to learn, I think I suggest to watch that back because it actually was a good example of why this matters so much. Why we look at the dollar and oil and all these things. Does oil typically go down when gold goes up? In this case, yes. Right now, the correlation with oil seems to be very strong. Absolutely. And oil is dropping now again. It's slowing down again. So let's see what happens here. But where would I say, hey, listen, we are shifting, truly shifting. If you can re-break the highs pretty much, right? If you re-break the highs again. So if you just do something like this, for example, right? Because that means we will break above this high. And this is a major zone and it's hourly high as well here. So yeah, that would be the shift. And then I kind of would be considered, I would think sells would be considered invalidated. And then I would say, okay, if that's the case, then readjust. Kind of here, actually. Is that 27, I think? No, actually, it's 25, I think. Yeah, this is the moment also for oil to show its worth. Dollar is still holding up really well. Dollar doesn't really care. It's just doing its thing right now. It's oil definitely that has the edge right now for gold. Right, that's kind of what we're definitely seeing on gold right now, is that oil right now kind of determines what gold does. Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing already gold is already struggling right now. It really is. I just wish it came up slightly more. It's really trying to, but like it's not moving. No music. I think the music is working. All right, you see all that buying right now. Buyers. We're trying to step in here. Delta's green as well. Three green candles right here. That means that there were 3 times more buyers than sellers active here. But we can't seem to follow through right now. But I still maintain that this is the major level that we have to tick. At least I would love to see this getting hit once, which is right where our entry is. The 4598. So hopefully we get hopefully I get triggered into this setup right there. We have 5 minutes in New York Stock Exchange open as well, so I'm definitely not going to change anything. Not going to move anything, not going to chase anything. Especially not during the New York Stock Exchange open right now. What's up, Suraf, my G? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well, man. Not a lot of yapping today. Sometimes I have these days where I'm just more focused on the charts. kind of observing what's happening here. I'm also trying to learn and get better here. Sometimes, you know, I can't yap too much. You guys know what I mean. If I actually want to learn something myself, just by observing hours and hours and hours and hours of order flow, see how things move. You can actually see that we still had a closure below there. We might find immediate resistance right now. The volume is kind of slowing down though. Right, on the 5 minute, the volume is coming down. Yeah, so the 3 minutes we'll see an increase in volume again. So let's see what happens then, right? When the New York Stock Exchange actually opens up. Yeah, especially with this news right now, we might see spikes still. Don't get me wrong. So definitely reduce my risk here a little bit today. Pretty much risking what I made yesterday. But I do like these levels, both of them. And we have still that major zone there, so. Overall, we need to break some serious resistance in order to really reverse and really flip. Yeah, Lorenzo, when is the next giveaway? I think when we reach the 125. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Not that far away. Not that far away. All right, volume. It's coming now. There we go. Look at that. Immediately, right before the open, right? It's gonna be nasty, by the way. I can see it already. Wow, it's gonna be nasty. Right before the New York Stock Exchange. Man, we're doing some crazy shit right now. Oh. Eight seconds. I actually don't really like that closure above that high right now with all these sellers. Anyways. All right, New York Stock Exchange, baby, let's go. We have to flip bullish right now. I'm sure it's gonna flip bullish. I'll be very surprised if this would close below again. Wow, if that happens. Wow, this is very tricky right now. Wow. And if this is the dump, you gotta be kidding me. If this is the dump right now, there's no way. But it has to close below first, below the 86. There's new news? Really? Yes, Trump. Iran has just informed us that they're in a state of collapse. They want us to open the Strait of Hormuz as soon as possible. And gold is dumping. Oh, no, man. That is a... oh, man. Look at that. 0.8. That would have been like 150 pips, like immediately. Wow. Wow. Sometimes this happens though. Where was it? 97.9. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that was an immediate snapback right there. Wow. That's what you wanted, right? You wanted to get in and immediately just break. Get back to that 80 level immediately. It's actually not a good sign if it comes up right now again with such a strong bottom wick and it flips bullish here. This is actually not what you want. Now, you don't want to get into the trade now with that. If this would flip bullish, you're in a bad position. Yeah, I have to close the limit order. So fortunate actually, man. So close. I don't want to get into that short right now with that major wick right now, taking out the previous lows here. Look at that, right? It takes the lows and it flips bullish, and then it drives into your sell limit, where you literally just missed out on like a 1 point move, right? A 1 point move, less than a point, actually, like a couple pips. That's why I don't like to be in a position there. And get now triggered. If this would flip bullish, I would actually not like to be in a trade. Because that would simply mean that we would like take out all the lows, flip bullish, and then what? Tap into my limit order, a point above that initial push. Yeah, so let's see what happens now. Because right now, that would have been a trade. And we're trading futures, right? So we barely have slippage or anything like that, right? It's just the pricing itself. This happens sometimes with limit orders, though. It's not uncommon that this sometimes happens. Not often, though. But it does happen sometimes. There is no clarity, though, around this move here. The moment it took out the lows, though, it was a good level to say, okay. That's an immediate 150 pips in like less than 30 seconds or a minute, I would say. 150 pips in a minute. Do you guys understand how insane it is, by the way? If you're new to trading, then you don't have a clue how insane it actually is, by the way. Okay? I hope you understand that a lot of traders that trade gold for years, all right? And I'm telling you, if you go back to my live streams from like 3 years ago, okay? 150 pips was like, wow, guys, we just made 150. We just made 200 pips. Wow. in like a couple hours. And that was like a big trade. That was a big move. This took literally 30 seconds. It's crazy. But yeah, look at that. Right now we're seeing a lot of sellers trying to short here and they're failing. And we took out the lows. So this is kind of the invalidation of why I do not want to get into a trade again now. And this would have been the entry. It should have been the entry. It should have been triggered into the trade. And I should have exited right at the lows here or managed to trade aggressively. Okay, oil is continuing to coming down right now around the New York Stock Exchange as well here. Dollar is also slowing down right now as well. Trump tweet indeed right now just came out. Yeah, Trump just tweeted that Iran has informed that they are in a state of collapse. Do you ever think that Iran would say that? Do you believe that Iran would say, we are in a state of collapse to their enemy? Do you think that that makes sense? I don't know. I'm not here to decide, but like, it seems a little bit fishy to me. Just a little bit fishy. I don't know. The news is affecting it though. The market, every tweet affects what the market does right now. That's for sure. Yeah, this is usually a session right now, and again with the New York session when Asia and London has been selling off so much. Okay, look at that. Asia started pretty much at. We had a little bit of consolidation. When Asia opened, it was just one straight push to the downside. Okay, London continued, maybe a little bit of a range throughout the London session, but then we just continued to sell off right here. And this was the first real pullback, obviously, when the New York opened, right before. Okay. So now you're in a state of like, now everyone is in a state of confusion. Is this going to be the reversal? Is this going to be the continuation down? Right? There's no more clarity around this, but right now I can just say one thing clearly, and that is as long as we don't break this level right here, that hourly candle right there, we don't close above the 20s, I do not consider it buying, bullish. Then on the lower time frame, if you look on the lower time frame, look at the order flow, right, on the 15-minute, there's a lot more selling here than buying right now, but price is not dumping anymore. It's not pushing down, right? So you're consolidating, you're accumulating. We're accumulating orders right now. And the real move will probably happen later on. But before the real move, I think we're going to see some sort of manipulation first. Big squeeze, and then the actual move, for example. So let's see what the first initial reaction will be. And if you can anticipate on this. Because the 50-minute is starting to get undervalued right now, again. And the lower we're getting here, if we can now formulate a higher low, okay, and we might find support again, I would be considering to potentially buy. I'm not joking, actually right below here, or like I said before, above the 20s, right? I would be looking to buy as well. Because the dollar is definitely slowing down. We cannot neglect this. Like, it took out the highs. It's in higher time frame resistance. We talked about this already on the daily, right? Look at the daily. We talked about the dollar on the higher time frame being in that resistance right here, which is actually 8-hour supply right there as well. Okay, oil, higher time frame resistance, the 100, that psychological number. So there are going to be buying opportunities, I think, but the question is, can we get lower? Can we actually find some double bottom can we break the 20s and higher for a pullback for buys? Until that moment, all this internal stuff is just either sells with the right confirmation or nothing for me. And then what I mean with selling is just selling towards that same level. So a quick scalp, pretty much. We do have major support at the 75. This is that level we actually talked about before. 74, sorry, which is right here. This area will provide us with new support right now. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a reaction from this level. And if we get undervalued right here, and the dollar is still weak, and then we have to give that a try. I will definitely give it a shot for buys. If we break above the 20s, which is this area, kind of above this area right here, we could easily continue as well, because that would consider us to re-break structure, right? We broke down, come down, we create a higher low, we break structure again, and we close above this major area right here, above these sellers. Everything in this range or in between these highs and lows for me is not really something I would like to buy. There we go. Yeah, if we would have been out in the trade, immediate drawdown here, right? I mean, we would have seen a reaction here. The initial trade would have been the best trade to get in, get out quickly. After that, after these lows were taken out, that trade was no longer safe for me to say, okay, I'm confident about like selling. What changed your mind? Pretty much these orders right here. All that selling, but price is not breaking down anymore. Sellers are no longer in control here. And even though the dollar is, is just selling off right now, right? Oil is just selling off right now. At least finally we're seeing some reaction here. That's good. Let me see what the chat is saying here. What is the chat doing right now? Let me know. What are you guys looking at? Victoria says sell. Line from the swing very low. Okay. Thank you, Surya. From the bottom, you're saying? That would be very good, my friend. They're in a very good position here. Because I took it from here to there. Okay. Or you're looking from this one right here. No, I think you're looking at the other one. Tarek says, just got funded, first trade. We'll be with you. Nice, congratulations, man. Now the party starts. Now the real party starts. Congratulations. Yeah, if we close above the 20s, I think we are actually in for that larger reversal here, finally. After that large sell-off. That'll be very good for gold. What a session. Overall, the week has been, yesterday was good. Even though we were trading in the range, it was still pretty good overall. I still liked the price action yesterday. Today, after this push, we've just been in the range again. Pretty much. I tried to get into shorts right here. After these lows were taken out and you see so many sellers stepping in but failing, these shorts become less interesting. So I actually removed my sell limit. And now we're back. Now we're back at the top of the range again. In 10 minutes, this next hourly candle will close. Sylvia says, me too, funded for the first time. Nice. You see, a lot of people are getting funded here. I like that. I like to hear that. That's beautiful. Yeah, oil's back. I think it's that same level on oil on the hourly time frame, that hourly support. But it doesn't look that strong. We're still pushing. Actually, I had it right there. Seller's still in control, but right now it's actually really neutral. We went from bearish now to neutral, in my opinion. Clear bearish to neutral. The reason why is because sellers are trying, but they're no longer in control here. Sellers were completely dominating the whole day. Do you think it will break the 4620, wait for pullback, and look for buy? That's the ideal, right? If you do something like this, of course, you just trade the higher low. But it's always better to catch the bottoms, right? It's always the best to catch the bottoms. So you don't really have to chase the market. I might even set an order actually right now. I'm actually tempted to set an order at 75. Pretty much at the bottom. Because of this zone. But it will be a nasty session. You can see it already. Ada, my friend, welcome to the channel, bro. I wouldn't go long in a bearish market. I mean, I would if we would break above or find support here. I would definitely look for reversals. We've been doing this all. This is pretty much all the most profitable trades we have on the stream lately. We're mostly like reversals, actually, or bottoms, right? These wicks, these beautiful wicks, getting into the wick. Yesterday was a beautiful example, right? Yesterday was exactly that, actually. Let me see. Yesterday's trade. Right? We got in on the wick. On the hourly candle, 15 minutes. On the void, dollar resistance. I want to join your Telegram. I do not have Telegram. Do not have Telegram. No public Discord, nothing at the moment. Same old, same rejection. Bro, I sent you my application. Did you choose me? So actually the application process is closed. We already started with our group. So that means right now that we are locked in right now. So we'll let you know when the next spots are going to be opened again. I mean, yeah, that level is still, it's still getting rejected. Unbelievable. They're failing so hard, but this is that major level now. Hourly rejection. Still not being able to close above this. So do you only trade gold? I mean, I trade multiple different instruments, but lately I've been... Now, lately, for a long time, I've been hyperly obsessed, focused on gold right now. Yes. And I'm really enjoying it, by the way. I'm really loving it. I'm actually really loving it. Yeah, we've been pretty much in the range right now. We've been pretty much flat. On the 1 minute, it's maybe even more obvious. That we're just flat right now. I can probably admit objectively, right? I've been going through every single month of price action. That April has probably been the shittiest price action of all time. And I'm not joking when I say that. All right? I am not joking when I say that. It's probably the shittiest price action of all time, and we still made money. We still made money. It's finally now, it's like what? The end of April that we see a larger push. Right before the closure, of course. The contract expirations. Is that today? Yeah, we're just in a range very flat. We just need to wait until we get to some area of extreme right now. Either here, either there. We need to move. We need to do something. We need to get out of this flat range. The thing about buyers right here, you see that these sellers are so actively selling here, but they're not pushing price further down. You can see the prices again react from this. This is why we're stuck. Because we're stuck in between these larger resistance areas right now, right here, where sellers took control with a lot of volume, big time, major push after that. And we were never being able to really break it. And the top wick of this candle tapped into that. But at the same time, internally right now here, there's an absorption taking place as well. So buyers are trying to take back control, trying to step in here. So the only thing that you can do in this range is pretty much scalp. Very, very small, quick scalps. That's it. Nothing against quick scalps, by the way. We do this all the time, but it has to be, you know, a bit more clear. And guess what happens? When I close the stream, guys, I can guarantee you this. When I close the stream, watch what happens with gold. I'm not joking. We're going to sit here and I'm going to say at some point, okay, guys, you know what? I don't think that today's the day. We're just ranging after this large sell-off today during Asia and London. This is the New York retracement, but we're kind of accumulating. Guess what happens if I close the stream? It's going to freaking pump. Something is gonna happen. We all know it. How do you see order flow on trading view? I don't look at the order flow on trading view. I look at on the exit charts. It's called the exit charts. You can also use other platforms like Deep Charts, for example. You can use ATOS. You can use Sierra Charts. There's so many. And it's all personal preference, in my opinion. Maybe look into time for trades. Well, as long as we're flat here, bro, there's not much that I can do. I want to trade it, but there's not much that I can do right now. I have 2 arrows marked, potential zones of which I'm interested in case we get there, right? Just to simplify it a little bit, but yeah. The 50-minute is already overvalued right now. That's how crazy it is. The 15-minute is overvalued. Wow. Look at how quickly that went, by the way. Wow. That's not a good sign for gold. That's actually not a good sign at all. Is that correct, by the way? Is it actually there now? Wow, that's not a good sign for gold. That is not a good sign. Any news, any new news coming out? Let's see. We can check it. Yeah, the consumer confidence came out right now. Okay. It came out at 92. All right, 92.8. The forecast was 89. So much better for the dollar. All right, much better for the dollar. What country are you in that it's nighttime already? I'm in Bali, my friend. This is Bali. It's 10 p.m. right now. All right, sellers coming, of course, news related. Again. Horrendous price action today, at least in the New York session. How it feels trading US session at 10 p.m. Amazing. I love it. I love to trade before going to bed. My favorite time to trade is at 8 p.m. I love it. It's actually super nice, by the way. I'm much sharper, by the way, at night, in the evening than in the morning. Much sharper. So, you know, for some reason, I have more clarity around this time than in the morning. I've always been this way. So for me, it's actually very good that I'm here trading the New York session. Yeah. Exactly. I just joined my first time with you watching from Ethiopia. Amazing, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the stream. I hope you can learn something over time. My suggestion is to always watch multiple streams, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because you need to get a little bit of perspective, okay? Because every market session is different. Every condition is different. So give it a bit of time so you can actually see what we're doing here. And if you really want to get into the exact framework, watch back a couple of streams. If you want to see some historical some historical trades, not for the outcome, but just to observe how and why I took those trades, for example. You can learn from that. You can also download my free book, okay? Which explains you the basics of the volume profile and the things that we use. in order to get a better understanding. Also, the valuation is explained there, things like that. Okay, you can learn about this in our book right here. Okay, I wrote this book for you. It has a lot of trading information in there, by the way, historical trades as well. I love proven data, real trade examples, you name it. So everything that we do is kind of backed by data, right? It's what we call the first principles, is really taking a large leap into the overall market and then filter it down towards a system, a simplified system. So yeah, welcome, my friend. This is the stream number 34, at least from this, for this format. Okay, but we have done, I think, around 500 streams. For almost 500 streams. I think we're at 500. Crazy to believe it, actually, sometimes, but yeah. And we're back in the range, pretty much. A lot of new people here today. I wish the price action was super clean for you guys now. So we could actually show you exactly what we're doing here. But it will come over time. After 500 streams, what did you learn? After 500 streams, what I learned is that you can never ever in life satisfy everyone. That's the lesson. You will never be able to satisfy everyone. So don't try to please everyone. It's a waste. Focus on the people that want to be here, that want to learn, that have the right intentions, and build that core. Build that core group of people and focus on that core group of people. I'm tired of being the clown. I'm tired of, pleasing the rest of the crowd because, it's fun or something. I'm just here to get better every day and to just focus on the right people that are with me here, that really want to learn something, that take this serious, that really want to turn their hobby into a potential full-time income. And I need to pay my rent. I'm joking. Okay. Well, oil is pulling back, but gold is just chilling. It's pretty flat still, guys. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to see if something happens here. I know eventually it will. I just know. But like, when? When is the volume kicking in? Please create a group or community. Want to learn trading with you. I'm only focused right now on a small group of people at a time. That's it. First time here. How often do you do these? 5 days a week, my friend. I'm here right now every day, every New York session. Okay. Every New York session, we're going to be here regardless. So you're going to see every single market condition. How many trades have you taken during these 34 streams? Let me check. 30 or something? It has to be something like that. Maybe more, actually, because we have been taking multiple trades sometimes as well. We also have no trading days. So, yeah, I think something like that. I need to look back. How were you able to still make money and end up profitable after a worse month price action? The main reason is because we have very specific entry criteria. We look at the correlation, which is number one, right? The correlation is super important. We talk about this all the time. It's the correlation, the famous correlation, okay? So gold against dollar or oil right now because of the geopolitics. Then we look at valuation with our indicator, the SVI, which is the RSI on steroids, because it calculates gold against the dollar and oil, for example, right there, okay? Then we look at higher time frame support and resistance, or supply and demand, if we are in a zone like that. Then we look at lower time frame key levels. You can use support and resistance, very simple, or the volume profile. And then we set limit orders, or we look at order flow confirmation. It's the most logical and amazing process ever, because it checks every freaking box. Correlation, because the gold does not move in isolation, right? It moves around different instruments. Gold is a reflection of the market. It doesn't move by itself. It's a reflection of everything else around it. That's gold in a nutshell, okay? If you then value this with a tool, you can measure tops and bottoms very, very easily. Here is a bottom, quickly. Here is a bottom, even in the range, quickly. Here is a bottom, quickly. And here's a bottom, quickly, okay? These are just examples. We don't trade that in isolation, but I hope you get my point. If you combine it with higher time frame levels, support and resistance, supply and demand, and you add in some lower time frame confirmation levels with the volume profile, all right? You see who's in control, buyers or sellers. And then you look at your limit orders or the order flow to actually see what buyers and sellers are doing. Where are the most sellers or buyers trapped? And how do you benefit from them? So you're on the other side. So we've been doing this consistently on the streams. And that's why I'm saying you will see this over time. If you're consistent, you will see the method over time, Yesterday was a perfect example, right? Yesterday's example was right here. We had the undervaluation against the dollar. We tapped into the hourly open, which was a higher time frame level, and the lower time frame level, the very low. We sniped that wick, and I think it was roughly like 150, 120, 130, or sorry, 150 pips. Not a big trade, but again, in that time, during that process, in that market condition, it was good enough. Yeah, we're still flat, G's. We're gonna give this, I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes, see if we can actually make some move here, but we might stay in this range. And maybe I should actually close the stream later, because then you guys can actually see the real movement. Because when I close the stream, the real movement comes. Then we suddenly see the volume coming in. Then we suddenly break out. But of course, keep in mind, right? This is the week, the big week of the, and this is completely normal, by the way. So I'm not saying here that this is like not happening. We're heading to the monthly closure, and we're gonna deal with all that news on a Thursday, right? The Federal Reserve, the FOMC, the interest rate decision. Usually, the market is just all over the place before that. As well, right now we're kind of flat after that sell-off. No volume. But we have the FOMC, we have the CPI, we have the interest rate decision from the Euro, we have the interest rate decision from the UK, from the Bank of England. We have the GDP on a Thursday. We have the PC price index, the initial jobless claims, and the PMI. I've never ever, I think ever, to be honest with you guys, have seen that much news compressed in one trading day because of Labor Day on a Friday. Okay? I actually believe that. Are you a full-time trader? Full-time. Full-time trader, yes. Because of trading, I've been able to live here in Bali for the last 5 years now. 6 years, actually. I kind of like it, you know, watching the whole world going crazy from a small little island, while still being connected and being super aware of what's happening in the market, because obviously we want to learn them every day and understand what's going on. Monthly rent. Well, Bali is not as cheap as you might think it is. People highly underestimate it, and I'm not joking. I'm not going to go in specifics, but yeah, if you want to be a backpacker and you want to drink bintang on the beach, you can live cheaply. But I don't think you really want that. Okay, I think you want to live a comfortable life, right? Like an actual comfortable life. It's going to cost you some money because it's getting a bit crowded here. By the way, everyone from Dubai, everyone that lived in Dubai, because of everything that's happening right now with Iran, you know how many people from Dubai moved back to Bali? It's crazy, okay? And these were the same people that hated Bali because they think that Bali is cheap. They're now in Bali. They now live in Bali. And we're back. Do you trade Bitcoin? No, I only invest in it right now. I only invest in it. I think my girlfriend trades Bitcoin on the side. But I only invest in it. Don't really trade it. Guys, to be honest with you guys, the price action has been absolutely flat ever since we opened the New York session here. There was one scalping opportunity of which I believe we could have taken right there, but that was pretty much it. We didn't really got filled on like a pip or so, a couple pips. And ever since then, we just have been ranging, we just been flat. We're gonna find resistance right now, okay? We're bouncing from support right here. It's very compressed. I don't really believe that we're going to see naturally a reaction anytime soon. So I don't really think that I can get into a setup that I think is looking really, really clean with like high conviction right now either. Okay. So I've been patiently waiting for the setup here, but this was pretty much the open right there, right? And this is where we are right now. So we're pretty much back at where we came from. And we have been hovering around ever since. So I think I'm just going to leave it for today, come back tomorrow with you guys, do the same thing over again. Hopefully right now, because of that large sell-off today, we're going to see a bit more clarity tomorrow. And like I said before, if gold is unable, because we're already overvalued right now, okay, and the price action is not looking that strong still. If gold is unable to break down, right, and gold is actually not being able to push, we're going to find major support. And I just want to clarify this. On the daily, higher time frame support right here, okay? At 4540 on futures and on gold spot, the 4513. To me, that is a major level that I'm gonna look for, okay? A major level that I'm gonna look for right now, all right? If we pull back a bit deeper later on, that's a level I'm gonna watch. 100% clarity, I'm gonna see what we can do from there. Because right now we have been just selling off. If we can get there, we really need to start looking at, I'm really need to start looking at serious reversals right there from that perspective and observe that level, because that is where we have seen the large breakout coming from, okay? And usually, even if price will continue and it will break down eventually, because of this large expansion that we see here, this is one of the largest breakouts, right? 1600 pips to the upside right there, right? From open to close. This is where that initiation came from that daily level right around here, okay? This is a major level. I'm watching this level very, very closely. And also on the order flow, you can actually see that this level is sitting right around there as well. It actually has some backing with the order flow as well. You're seeing it in the orders. Same concept, okay? So I'm going to pay a lot of attention to that. At the same time, the higher time frame, if this candle closes bearish, we'll find resistance here too, okay? So we're nowhere near bullish, okay, on the higher time frame, because we've also broken out of that major support that we were at right here as well. But again, that does not mean I'm not going to look for buys here, right? That definitely doesn't mean I'm going to look for buys here. If buys can get there, I could still be able to look for sells as well here, right? Until we get out of this area, which is still a big move here, by the way. It's still like, what, 1,400 pips, right? The gap between that higher time frame resistance and that higher time frame support is huge. So there's still a lot of opportunity inside of here, but the best opportunities will clearly be there. And the opportunities internally that we talked about are going to be much more right here, okay? If gold wants to push higher, like I said before, it needs to break above the 20. Why? Because this was the last level where sellers got really aggressive, in control. That means that if we will break above this area right here, okay, I'm going to remove these for a second here. If we will break above that high, right here, and we would pull back and we would find support, I would be buying. I would definitely be looking for buys, because that could mean that sellers are finally exhausted, taken out, right? And you can see this right here. We could never break that exact level right around there, okay? So there is hope for gold to reverse if we break above the 20s, or if we move down towards that higher time frame support right there. Everything in between right now is still potential sells, in my opinion. There's nothing really that confirms buying outside now of that higher time frame level or that breakout confirmation. I hope that makes sense for you guys right here. All right, hope you can see the order flow of the reasoning why this is such an important level, where you can see that sellers are just still in control until that moment, until the breakout, or until we find that higher time frame support right there, and then see the reaction, okay? Anyways, guys, I did my best. I couldn't really find anything today in comparison to yesterday. Yesterday we had 2 trades. Today I can't really find anything clean. I think it was just because of the fact that we were selling off all day long, and now we have been pretty much in the range ever since the New York session. Not really choosing a direction or anything in that matter. But at least you understand the scenarios and the things I will be looking for. So let's take that in consideration for tomorrow. Asian session, London session, New York session, etc. And then I'm going to come back again with much more clarity, hopefully, around gold and what it wants to do here now that we have sold off so aggressively today. From the top to the bottom, we're talking about 1,500 pips to be exact. That is a serious move after that large consolidation that we had yesterday and the week before that. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST. I do expect, hopefully, the market to be a bit more clear. At least giving us indications of getting towards that climax of which we're talking about. So there has to be an opportunity because of the fact that we are not far away from it right now. And we're just going to look for the confirmations. And that's it. Or the limit orders, the aggressive limit orders at the bottom, for example. You know, we love that too. We love that too. You're going to be live for the FOMC. We're also going to be live for the FOMC. So I'm going to stay up all night for you guys because, or I'm going to sleep and I'm going to wake up in the night to cover the FOMC live at 3 a.m. for me. You know what I mean? 3 a.m. I'm going to cover the FOMC for you guys. So I will be there in the night for you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a fun session though, the FOMC. We're going to listen to my uncle Jerome. My favorite uncle. In case you don't believe me, like, yeah, it's like... Yeah, anyways, I'll show you later. I'll show you proof. I have proof. Okay? He looks like my uncle, by the way. A lot of it. All right? Take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Yeah? Let's see what the market will give us. Damn. smash the like button and download the book if you want to learn and get better. LT concepts. Thank you.